Are you passionate about the food, arts, and wine? Then living in Italy may be for you. Crowned the #1 food nation, Italy's stunning landscapes and ancient history will have you eat, pray, and loving La Dolce Vita. I'm Kristin. I've been helping people move abroad for the past 20 years, and in this video, I'm here to help you choose between 10 of the best places to live in Italy as an expat, retiree, or digital nomad, including the pros as well as the cons. 10th on our list is someplace that you might only think about at first as a place to visit, but it can be a viable place for you to live in Italy long term. Less than 40 miles south of Naples, you'll find the famous Amalfi Coast, where colorful towns and villages on steep cliffs overlook the Mediterranean. If you haven't been there before, the Amalfi Coast is one of the most beautiful places I've ever seen. You have these colorful towns and villages that are perched up on the hillsides with beautiful views of the Mediterranean Sea. You have these lush green landscapes, and it's one of those places where you can live surrounded by fruit trees and olive trees, and you can actually grow your own food. The entire Amalfi Coast is a designated UNESCO World Heritage Site. It's one of those places that's all about enjoying life, with an emphasis on savoring food, wine, and social time. It's an ideal place if you're looking for a slower pace of life, and it's the kind of place where everyone seems to know everyone else, where even the storekeepers ask your name. However, being one of the most popular jet-set destinations in the world, it has very limited space and is densely populated. So suffice to say, it's pretty crowded when the tourism season arrives and can also get expensive. When I visited Positano a few years ago, my friend and I spent about €700 per night on our villa there, but that was only for vacation, and that's not something you'd want to do every day. But it can be pretty pricey if you're going there just during the high season. So this is a place that you'd want to consider only if you're going to be staying there year round, and you can rent somewhere long term so that you're not affected by those high holiday rates. It's also a pretty expensive place to buy property, so this is by no means the cheapest place on our list today. Property prices there can start from €500,000 and up, especially if you want to be in the more popular areas. But this is one of those places where you might want to stay out of the biggest towns like Amalfi itself and Positano and try some of the more smaller towns and villages along the coastline, places like Ravello, Praia, or even down into Salerno, which is a less glitzy and glamorous and picturesque place, but still has a really unique energy all its own. Having a car is also definitely a benefit here, especially if you're going to be living in some of those hillside towns and villages. But one of my relocation clients, Deb, she's fluent in Italian and has spent a lot of time in Italy, and she told me to remind you that buying or driving a car in Italy is not so easy as you might think. She says one thing folks need to take seriously is the difficulty of obtaining driving privileges and a car. You can drive on your foreign license for only 1 year, after which you might have to take a complicated driving exam in Italian. She also adds that owning a car is dependent on a number of requirements that can sort of mystify Americans, and it goes the same with buying a property. I would also caution against moving here if you don't like stairs, because there are so many in Positano.
Going down some of the many stairs of Positano. They're everywhere.
Next up is the most famous city under the Tuscan sun, Florence. Tuscany's capital and largest city is surrounded by world-class vineyards, rolling hills, and charming countryside. Considered the birthplace of the Renaissance and one of the world's fashion capitals, Florence is an important center of European trade, tourism, and commerce. The city is home to several prestigious universities, numerous language schools, and a renowned culinary scene. In recent years, a growing number of co-working spaces and cafes have been popping up as well, with reliable Wi-Fi, catering to digital nomads who need flexible working environments. Florence is one of my favorite cities in Italy. I went there for the first time when I was just 17 years old, so it's no surprise to me that upwards of 100,000 expats could call Florence home at any moment. And if you do decide to make Florence your home, well, you'll certainly never run out of things to do. Believed to have the highest concentration of art anywhere, Florence has been home to notable scientists and scholars, as well as the Uffizi Gallery, where Michelangelo's David statue is housed. Not only is Florence an extremely walkable city, but it also has one of the better public transit systems on this list today. So if you're looking for somewhere where you can live without having a car, then keep Florence in mind. High-speed trains connect this area to major Italian cities such as Rome, Milan, and Venice, making travel convenient for both work and leisure. Being the beautiful city that it is, Florence attracts tourists year-round, not just in summer like other areas of Italy. So this can put a lot of upward pressure on housing prices, but on the flip side, it can be a good place to look for work, especially in the tourism industry. If you don't love living around lots of tourists, however, then you'll want to go a little bit farther afield into the greater Tuscany region, where you can find lower housing prices and also less people. And I'll show you a few names of those towns in just a second. Long-term apartments in Florence can start as low as €600 per month outside of the city center, but there are modest home prices if you're looking to buy, starting around $200,000. And if you want to live in the middle of the city, then rent prices can be a bit higher, from €900 to €1,000 per month, plus all of the extra security deposits that you can expect when moving to Italy. A positive for Florence, however, if you don't speak Italian, is that it's among the top 3 cities in the country for English speakers, just behind Rome and Milan. Speaking of Rome, known as the Eternal City, Rome is still one of the best places to live in Italy, although a lot of locals and foreigners have things to complain about, which we will cover here. Either way, it's the highest ranked Italian city on the Expat Insider Index, with 70% of foreigners feeling happy there. Centrally located in the middle of the Italian peninsula, Rome has a welcoming Mediterranean climate. And for a city of 4 million people, there's a surprising amount of green space there and lots of natural beauty to enjoy, even some hikes accessible by train. And with its warm weather year-round, it's no wonder that expats make up 12% of Rome's population. Compared to other major European cities and capitals, Rome is known to be a bit more budget-friendly. In this area, you can find a 2-bedroom apartment outside of the city center for around $900 per month. Notable for its iconic landmarks such as the Colosseum, Vatican, Pantheon, and the Trevi Fountain, Rome's entire city center is a designated UNESCO World Heritage Site. And aside from being the birthplace of spaghetti carbonara, it hits the mark for many different types of people. Rome is one of those places that really has it all. It's a history lover's dream, but then it also has great nightlife. It has amazing schools, it has pretty good healthcare facilities, and it also has a really big expat population with a strong community and lots of events and things to do. Because of Rome's tourism industry, it is a bit easier to get by here without speaking Italian, although that is always recommended.
Grazie.
We can't talk about Rome, however, without talking about the hot summers and crowds of tourists. It also has a reputation for being pretty dirty and noisy, with some locals reporting that trash can just sit piled up on streets baking in the sun all day, so that can't be good. Expats also report having a hard time finding jobs in Rome, although this is a problem throughout the Italian economy. But if you can deal with some of the day-to-day frustrations of living there with the cleanliness, noise, traffic, and also paperwork, then Rome could be for you. And if you ever want to escape from the city for a day, well, you're just less than an hour from the beach, and you can get to nearby Ostia Lido Beach for just a few euro on public transport. Traveling to a foreign country helps you immerse yourself in a foreign language and culture, but you can also make a lot of progress on learning a language by brushing up before you leave home. My choice for online language learning is Rosetta Stone because I like that they have so many different types of lessons for different learning styles, whether you like to learn by reading, writing, speaking, or listening. A common problem that I hear from my relocation clients and also from other travelers is that they can understand more than they can actually speak. And Rosetta Stone has a great solution for this with their voice recognition technology that can help with your accent as well as speaking in conversations. They have videos that show common interactions like ordering food at a restaurant, asking someone for directions, or checking into your hotel. Also, make sure to download their phrase books with common words to know for getting around, dining out, and also being polite in your everyday interactions with locals. With Rosetta Stone's new Duo plan, you can now get lifetime access to a single language, such as Italian, and you can use the link below this video now to get more than 50% off that plan. If you'd rather have access to all of the languages, then you can also use the link below to get 60% off lifetime access to all of them. Give it a try today, and thanks again to Rosetta Stone for partnering with me on this video. In northwestern Italy, sitting between Milan and Venice, lies Verona, the backdrop of Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet. Apart from its literary fame, Verona is a beautiful old city, loved for being a smaller, quieter town than some of the locations I've mentioned so far, while still having modern amenities. Despite its small size, Verona is one of those places that has all of the amenities and services that you need without all of the hustle and bustle that comes with a big city. Because of that, it's often labeled as an ideal place to retire and for people who like culture and a relaxed pace of life. Housing in Verona can be more affordable compared to other major Italian cities, with charming apartments available in historic buildings and more modern accommodations in the suburbs. Rental prices for a one-bedroom apartment in the city center average around $750 per month, while outside, prices start at $600 per month. The cost of living here can vary a lot, from $1,000 per month for locals up to $4,000 or $5,000 for digital nomads, but a lot of expats report being able to live here for around $2,000 or $2,500 per month. If you're a travel buff looking to settle in Verona, you're in luck, as the Dolomite Mountains are right in your backyard. Verona's international airport is also well connected to other parts of Europe, making it a great spot for a getaway. Italy's largest lake, Lago di Garda, is also a short drive away by car. On the downside, Verona isn't the best place for young 20-somethings, as the nightlife there leaves something to be desired. One local said it's been brought to about a zero, and locals also like to complain about the public transportation there. One person said specifically, "You simply forget what public transport is." If you're a bit older though, the city offers a rich cultural scene with theaters, including the Arena di Verona Amphitheater, and Verona is known as a very safe city with a low crime rate. As one local expat put it, if you're a fan of a nice, easy, no-frills life, then Verona is the place to be. Located along the Adriatic coastline, you'll find the city and seaport of Trieste. Due to its proximity to Slovenia and Croatia, this area is heavily influenced by Central European cuisine and customs. Unlike other regions of Italy, thanks to the blended tastes, you're more likely to find dishes such as gnocchi and goulash rather than exclusively pasta and pizza. 24,000 expats choose to call Trieste home to retire and raise families there for its high-quality healthcare, education, and climate. In addition to the city center, San Vito, Cabana, and the university area are top places to live, as well as the sea area of Barcola. In certain neighborhoods here, you won't just hear Italian being spoken, but also Central European languages and also Balkan languages. There's even a specific Venetian dialect called Triestine. Due to its mild climate and higher levels of rain in the spring and fall, Trieste is perfect for coffee bean cultivation, earning it the prestigious title of the coffee capital of Italy. The city is also a good place to find a job abroad due to the large number of multinational companies here, including the headquarters of Illy Coffee. If you like to eat, drink, shop, and also experience the great outdoors, then this could be a place for you. But keep in mind though, that this is another one of those destinations where having a car would be a benefit. Living in this area does have some drawbacks, as do all cities. For one, foreigners report that it can be harder to break into the local community and also to make friends, so the locals aren't as warm and outgoing as they are in other places. But this is a generalization, of course. And then other people say that it's one of those places that doesn't really feel much like Italy. So that could be a pro or a con, depending on what you're looking for. In Italy's northwest, at the foot of the Alps, lies Torino, the country's first capital and major center of the Italian Renaissance. Despite being a large city, Torino has managed to retain its small-town charm. Home to many factories, Torino is the birthplace of Fiat, Nutella, and Ferrero Rocher. Today, it's also a blossoming hub for tech startups with a sizable expat community. Foreigners are attracted to the high quality of life in Torino with its elegant boulevards, charming piazzas, and lush parks such as the Parco del Valentino and the Parco della Colletta. Said one local resident, Turin is lived by the locals. You'll find decent accommodation in the suburbs, a bit of nightlife, and some pubs and people around. Torino is also one of those places that you can get around without having to drive, so that's definitely a plus, and there's a lot of events year-round that are family-friendly as well. Like many Italian cities, Turin is known for its coffee culture and prestigious universities that attract students and academics from around the world. Torino also has pretty high-quality medical facilities, both public and private, but it's really important to note that if you're moving to Italy, you'll definitely need residency to be able to access the public healthcare system. Thanks to its close proximity to the Alps and France, Torino is the perfect base if you want to explore the nearby mountains or other parts of Europe through the international airport. Although the public transport system is pretty efficient, you will want to rent or buy a car if you want to explore the mountain area. Torino is a great option because it's not an overly touristy city while still having all of the historic charm that draws so many tourists to Italy to begin with. Housing prices can be lower here compared to bigger cities like Rome and Milan, but they're also getting more expensive. So properties that used to cost 400 to 600 euro per month could now be going for 700 or 750. Many of the local listings are also only presented in Italian, so this is another reason to learn Italian if you're going to be moving there. Landlocked between Rome and Tuscany is the medieval town of Perugia. Sitting atop a hill overlooking rolling countryside known as the Green Heart of Italy, Perugia is ideal for trekking, cycling the nearby wine country, and exploring authentic Italian villages. This is an example of a quaint Italian town that has all of the amenities that you would need. So if you're looking for a quiet, relaxed lifestyle away from all of the crowds of tourists, then Perugia could be for you. Home to 2 universities, one of which is the University of Foreigners, you can find English spoken by both locals and visitors. And home to the Euro Chocolate Festival, some of the most famous Italian chocolates come from the Umbria region. It also has a lot of simple regional dishes that emphasize fresh ingredients and local produce. One of the biggest complaints from people living in Perugia is that it's a little bit less well connected to some of the bigger cities in Italy. It's a little bit more off the beaten path, but then again, that might be exactly what you're looking for. And the good news is that there is a train station and there is a regional airport, so you can still remain connected to those other Italian cities and also places throughout the region. Again, this is one of those places that you would want a car if you're going to be living out in the countryside or you want to be exploring the little towns and villages in the area, but you might not need it if you're living centrally. Often referred to as the hidden gem or hidden diamond of Italy, Marche has been touted as the next Tuscany Umbria of the country. Local expats describe it as a great place to retire, with one person saying that they could rent a 5-bedroom house in Marche for the same price as an apartment in Umbria. I am cheating a little bit here with this one because Le Marche is a region rather than just a city, but there are so many small towns and villages to explore in this area, and it has such rave reviews that I wanted to include it on our list today. It's hard to choose just one place to highlight here, but the biggest city in the region is Ancona, which is a port city with about 100,000 inhabitants. Ancona has an airport with connections to Croatia and Greece, and you'd also want to check out Urbino, which is famous for its annual White Truffle Festival. Located on the eastern coast of Italy, this region is characterized by rolling hills, medieval towns, and pristine beaches along the Adriatic Sea. Due to its location, this area also enjoys a unique climate that's never too hot or too cold, and unlike other parts of Italy, the air quality is also clean. The lifestyle in Le Marche is definitely relaxed, and it's centered around family and community, and although it might take some time to get to know the local people, they are known to be very welcoming and friendly.
One of the standout features of Le Marche is its diverse landscape. From the Sibillini Mountains, perfect for skiing and hiking,
to the sandy beaches of the Riviera del Conero,
this region provides a plethora of outdoor activities. The countryside is dotted with vineyards and olive groves, contributing to the region's reputation for producing excellent wines and olive oil. Additionally, it's home to several UNESCO World Heritage Sites.
The cost of living in Le Marche can be relatively lower compared to other parts of Italy, so this is one of the things that attracts a lot of foreigners to move there. Housing prices can start at just €500 per month for a flat, or you could buy one around €100,000 or less. You can also pick up a villa in the countryside for less than €300,000. The local cuisine is also worth mentioning here. It's heavily influenced by its agricultural roots, featuring fresh, locally sourced ingredients. You'll especially want to look out for their local lasagna and also brodato, a type of fish stew. If you're looking for an area full of charming villages with medieval character, then Le Marche could be for you. Probably not the place to go if you're looking for lots of nightlife, however. And one local said that in the winter, you need to have almost a survivalist mentality to be able to live there. He said that depending on the conditions, the roads can even get cut off in winter to traffic. Bologna is the largest city in the Emilia-Romagna region and an economic hub for northern Italy. With a vibrant startup scene, it's home to many international companies and job opportunities. But despite its size, Bologna retains a small town feel where you can find local markets, cafes, and a close-knit community vibe. Bologna is one of the places that kept coming up repeatedly in my research, and also when I talked to my foreigner friends who are living in Italy. It's a beautiful walled city surrounded by stunning countryside, the perfect place to move for an authentic Italian experience, all the way down to the well-known hospitality from the locals. When you're here, you're family, with many expats referring to locals as being kind, welcoming, and in good spirits. This city goes by 3 nicknames: the Fat, the Red, and the Learned. The Fat for its history of cuisine. Bologna is a food capital of Italy, with nearby Imola being the home of the famous ragu sauce. If you're moving to Italy for the food, make sure to check out the Mercato di Mezzo and the Mercato delle Erbe, great places to experience local food and buy fresh ingredients. The Red nickname refers to the terracotta tiled rooftops of the historic city center. You can get a great view of the city from the top of one of the medieval towers in town. The Learned nickname comes because since 1088 AD, the University of Bologna has been one of the longest operating universities. But don't let that fool you, as it's not quite a university town. The average age here is actually 51 years old. So because Bologna draws a lot of international students as well as businesses and retirees, it's a city that has something for everyone. While living in Bologna might sound like a dream, it's not all perfect. For one, this is not the most inexpensive place to live in Italy, and a 2-bedroom flat outside of the city center can cost €220,000. Like many other larger Italian cities on this list, driving can be pretty congested, making parking a challenge. But fortunately, Bologna has a well-developed public transport system and train network, connecting it to other major cities like Florence, Venice, and Milan. The best place to live in Italy, according to our list today, ranked number 1 according to the Italians themselves. Udine was ranked the best place to live in Italy according to an annual Italian survey, mostly due to its high quality of life, ranking first out of 107 provinces. Udine could be a place for you if you can't decide whether to live at the beach or the mountains, and it's also somewhere for you if you're attracted to the idea of living somewhere that's underrated and not well known by tourists. Udine is one of Italy's smaller cities that's very walkable with beautiful architecture, gardens, and piazzas. It's surrounded by beautiful mountains in an area known for the production of wines, prosciutto, and Montasio cheese. It's also an excellent place for women to live, ranking really high in safety, equal employment, and also job opportunities, especially in STEM fields. It also ranks really high when it comes to health and wellness. It actually has the largest number of gyms, wellness centers, and also public pools in all of Italy. Udine is highly rated for its healthcare services and housing costs, coming in around €800 per month to rent an apartment, and I also found 3 and 4 room flats for sale there for less than €90,000. Honorable mention on this list comes from an Italian woman named Luisa, who one of my friends and relocation clients, Deb, put me in touch with. And Luisa was nice enough to send me an email with her take on the best places to live in Italy. And she says, if you are looking around in this Udine area interests you, then you want to check out Treviso, which is centrally located to both Venice and Verona. She says that it has interesting museums and that in the shops, many people speak English, at least at a basic level. The bus network is also not so bad if you don't have a car, and it's very pretty architecturally speaking. Clean and tidy, there's a weekly market where you can buy everything, and it's about an hour from the sea and also close to the Dolomites, our wonderful mountains. It also has a large and excellent hospital. Thanks to Luisa and Deb for their contribution to this video, and you'll want to check out these videos next on the best places to live in the world. Also subscribe if you're new and click on the link below if you'd like to get some relocation help from me. Ciao!